This was originally going to be a how-to video. I wanted to make how-to videos. I think I should watch a few how-to videos of how to make how-to videos. As every time I went to get the camera for this project, I'd find something else to do first, and then just end up getting to work. This is what I'm left with, the Blue Exorcist Katana. Montreal Comic Con, a gentleman asked, could I reproduce the Blue Exorcist Katana, which is, if I remember correctly, Karakuri? Black Emptiness? Kara? Apparently, I still don't know the name. I've written it down though. And it was a prop sword. It wanted to be con friendly, so just wood. And I wanted to make a how-to video on what I would do to make this sword. Nope, didn't happen. Like now it's an unpackaging video. An unboxing video? I don't know any terminology. So, without wasting any people's more time, all people's, speculative moods, and filming a video that's not supposed to be on speculative moods, probably not a good, let's just get to it. Do I explain things first, or do I just get to it? Just get to it. Oh, I'm just already excited that this green cord worked so well. Here, just get to the video and then stop getting to the video. In preparation for building this, I watched the anime, Blue Exorcist, but my dumbass just picked the first Blue Exorcist that I saw and got about 5-6 episodes in and decided, you know what, they're telling a lot of story in backshadowing. I don't know any terminology. And I thought it was really an interesting way to tell a story. It's like, wow, that itself looks like a really interesting story. And then figuring I should do some research because that's potentially a really actual story. And it was. So there was a lot more episodes I had to catch up on, which was good because season 1, there's a lot more about this sword. In that, I believe they're given a red bag. But my fight upon that is that happened in the future. This is the past version. This is the empty sword. So it came in this Joker type bag, because I must say the green works really well with the blue for the anime, but the moment it's introduced to the green, it's the Joker. So, the Blue Exorcist. Look at that. Now I gotta put it down because leaving the bag like that is killing me. Like, it's painful to my eyes, to my senses. It's just wrong. So look, in the unboxing video, you get to watch me fold something. Oh, these videos are riveting, exciting. But yeah, they really are. Look at that. Is that in frame? You can tell me. Leave it in the comments. So this started out as a piece of wood, of course. It used red oak. It was strong, but still light in weight. Yeah, that wasn't really a consideration. So I did the scabbard out of hardwood as well, which is total overkill, but the ninja sword that I want to make would also have a hardwood scabbard with reinforcement, but real reinforcement, and I want a steel beam down here. So doing it in the hardwood, so you could fight with that. So in this one, you could also fight with that, but I wouldn't want to chip the paint. Oh, sorry, It's a decorative habaki. All of this is decorative. This is just a prop. But the habaki worked. You've got to pop it like you would a normal katana to be able to draw this. Yeah, we have the rubbing, of course. So, getting back on topic. 40 inches. I did a 28 to 1139 plus the 1. So yeah, 40 inches in total, and that was just 1.25 inches by 1/2 inch by, of course, the 40 inches. I put it into my steamer to get this shape. What next did I do? I added, it's 1/2 inch, but then when you get to the ito, I want it to be 7/8 of an inch, which meant that I needed to add, and still leave 1/8 of an inch on each side for the actual ito. So I had to put, I believe, a 16th inch shim inside, or at that point on the outside of this to make the handle to get that mass. The Tsuba is, I think, 6 individual pieces. It could have easily just been 4, but I messed up. The distance that I chose for this originally looked silly. When you put it to the side, it didn't look like the Tsuba should look. So I added 1/8 of an inch on each side to build that up, plus the little decorative pieces. And then after that, it was, I needed to make the habaki, and I needed to make all of the different metal straps, which, cardboard. Specifically the backing for comic books. No, I did not take the backing out of my comic books. I have a whole package of just backings for comic books. And that and contact cement. Contact cement is just wonderful. So once all that was, I love, this is my how-to video of showing you something that's already finished, and this is how you could do it, but really not, because I'm just explaining how I did it with no actual pictures or explanation on like the easy talking points of like applying contact cement. Hey, wait 15 minutes, maybe wait an hour. It doesn't really matter depending on what you're using. So, the rambles of life. I mixed a little heavy on the blue because it is the blue Exorcist katana, and that seemed appropriate. And then I added in the Haman, which is just, well, what was that? Would have been more white into the mix. So that was just blue, burnt umber, and white. And now my phone's doing the beep beep thing. So sanded down, then it was wood filled. Because if I keep sanding, I'm going to keep shrinking it down, and I was already happy with the weight, and I was on a budget restraint of time. So wood fill was a beautiful addition, and then like 3 coats of primer. Primer seals and covers and fills in the little pinpricks, which is great, and you give it a good sand down. Side note, for anyone doing any finishing, this is a wonderful tip. Sand. Buy sandpaper. You want like 220, 320, 440, 860, whatever they number it as, but you want the grades. And after, like before you do your primer, you want to hit it with at least 100. I would prefer like a 220 before I start priming. And then the first prime, this is mental, 220, and then it gets primed again, then it's 320, and then once the top coats are put on, or the color coats are put on, I'll hit that with a 400 grade before I start putting the clear coat on. And then once the clear coat's on, usually 3 to 4 coats, and then you've got to wait 48 hours for it to fully cure, or the sanding goes to garbage. It's like sticky. That's when I'll use an 800, and I'll get it, which is, it's frightening to all belief, because all of your color that you put down, you scratch it, but you're scratching the clear coat, and you do it with an 800 and then hit the clear coat again, and you get a really great finish. Oh, jumping around everywhere. The ito itself is white shoelace. I buy 108 inches of it, and I have to, you can't see that, but I'm going to point to it as if you can, where I bind the two together to get that length. With normal ito, you're looking for every inch you travel of handle, you'll want 1 foot of ito. Ito is much nicer, thicker, and a little wider, so this I always add 2 feet just in case, because it is much smaller. So if you're using shoelace and you want to do this type of style, understand you will need 1 foot plus for every inch you go. That's not an equation, that's just like a guesstimation. In the anime, it was this wonderful electric lime green. The camera's not going to pick up the color right. And I thought that's going to be so hard to find. And it was on the shelf, the first place I looked. It was so simple. So that went through my rope machine to make this string. So that's just a dual line each. So I guess a 6-string rope to make that. don't like the... you get used to it. Then on to the scabbard. So that is half inch by whatever that is, like 2. Now this has not been steamed, this was cut out to hold that shape, and then I carve in the recess for the sword, 2 channels on each side, equally positioned, and I overshot this, so this is half inch by 1.25 inches. This went 1/16 over on each side, so an 1/8 in total, so I could fit the felt lining. So since this blade is painted and I didn't want it continually scratched, which of course it would be being a painted surface regardless of the clear coat, I felted it, which is overkill, and I like overkill. So again, going back to using the cardboard, I cut the cardboard out, shaped it in place, then contact cement, wait the 15 minutes, and then, I don't think I make that noise when I do it, but that's the noise I use. And that was just repeated over to make all the details. The end pieces on the scabbard and on the katana are both rounded, and that was just sanded into the wood itself. I mounted the cardboard, and then with wood filler, I just went over that one edge to smooth that out to make that one uniform fitting furniture. I'm not too sure even what the technical term is in Japanese, let alone English. The sageo, I had to cheat. I didn't have to cheat, I chose to cheat, because 1, I don't know the braiding methods for sageo, and 2, the braiding methods for sageo probably would be a lot more time consuming than on my rope machine. So this is, if that was a 6, this is a 12. Yeah, 12. I don't think I went to 18. That's it. That's the Blue Exorcist sword.